What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook. Hope you're having a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. Things I wish I knew when I first started trading. Now, this is your first time on the channel. Welcome. I appreciate you giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly analysis on crypto and altcoins, as well as weekly stock analysis. We post trade breakdowns weekly. And most importantly, we live stream a live trade every day, London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical trading or investment channel. We show and teach you how to make money both on the front end as well as how to make money on the back end, meaning how to make both passive as well as active income when it comes to these charts. You know, I got to give a special shout out to the members and students. We went 5-0 last week, giving us a 100% win rate. As far as how we wrapped up March, if you scroll to April 1st, you'll see how we ended March 13-1, give us a 93% win rate, and how we ended quarter one, we went 44-5, giving us a 90% win rate. January, we went 17-3, February 14-1, and then again March 13-1, catching a total of 155,207 pips. So we've been going absolutely crazy. And by the time you're watching this video, as long as it's still April, Q2 sale is going on. Just type discount code Q2 for 25% off literally everything. That's all the playbooks. That's the one-on-one sessions, the course, and technical analysis, fundamentals, playbook. Everything is literally 25% off, y'all. You go to where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos. There's 1,500 photos, over 3 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, as well as student results and testimonials. So make sure to explore the channel. So the first thing you have to understand when you're new to trading or trying to learn and master the charts is that there is no coincidences in the markets. And in the price action technical analysis playbook, the link will be in the comment section. This goes over the technical analysis and price action of how the charts actually work. It works on stocks, forex, options, and crypto. And one of the very first things I talk about in the book is you have to understand before you get started that price isn't randomly doing things, and there are no coincidences in the markets. If you see something once, you'll see it twice. And if you see it twice, you'll see it thrice. And if you see it thrice, you'll see it every day, every week, every month. All right, what y'all need to understand is the charts are like a 1,000-piece puzzle, each candlestick being one piece to the puzzle. Do you think you can see the full picture with just one piece? No, which is exactly why identifying a single candlestick doesn't help you understand everything. Think about it. These patterns, quote unquote, or candlesticks people point out, do they actually explain what price is doing or why it's doing it? No, which is they just say, when you see this or do that. This book will show you first what the full picture is, and then we'll break down the puzzle to its pieces. It's very, very, very simple. So the first thing you got to understand, I get it. When you're brand new to trading and looking at the charts, it can be intimidating or it can be very confusing or overwhelming. But when you realize and understand what we just broke down, that there is no coincidence in the markets, then you'll start to try to find those things that will be quote unquote coincidences in the markets. And what you'll soon realize is like what you see right here. Price repeats itself and does the same thing every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter. And this is a perfect example right here. We have this price level here on GPUSD. Now, price was, I should say, randomly doing things. Now, how do you explain time and time again price when it hits these levels, we see a similar rejection or reaction? Same thing here. Each time price hit this level, we saw the same reaction. Each time price hit this level, we see the same reaction over and over again. So this goes to show that there's a little rule, script, and algorithm that the price not only follows, but has to follow. And I go over that and much more in the price action and technical analysis playbook. So the next thing you have to understand when you're trading is you do not want to chase price. You want to follow the flow of price. Now, what does that mean? If we're in an uptrend, you don't want to try to catch a small move down or a red candlestick. You only want to go for buys when we're in an uptrend. Why? Because again, there is no coincidences in the markets, but at the same time, one of the things I tell the members and students all the time is you don't control the markets. There's only 3 things you control when it comes to trading and investing. And that is when you enter a trade, when you exit a trade, and how much you risk per trade. So since we do not control the markets, that's why it's so important to stick to the playbook understand the rules of price, follow the rules of price. And once you do that, trading becomes super simple and stress-free, because again, all the work and effort you're doing is in the beginning, learning the craft, coming up with the trading plan and the game plan. But after you understand and learn all that, then all you're simply doing is letting price do all the work. You're just patiently waiting for your setups. The next thing you need to understand, and I wish I understood, is that you need to have a game plan. Now, the game plan shouldn't be, oh, I want to make $100 a day. It's like, no. You need to know how much you plan to start with investing. Then you need to know what session you're going to be trading, how much you're going to be risking per trade, and that's going to help you gauge what your daily goal should be, as well as how much you're risking. And once you put those percentages into numbers, then you will have a game plan. And speaking of turning percentages into numbers, that's another thing people struggle with, right? You need to not think whole numbers, you need to think percentages. Then those percentages will then turn into whole numbers. So let's say I have a $10,000 account, and then let's say you have a $100 account. Let's say we both take the same trade and we both make 10%. Well, with my $10,000 account, 10% would be $1,000. So when, let's say I make a video saying, oh, I just made $1,000 today. So you're going to think, oh, I can make $1,000 if I learn from this person. No, you're not going to make the same amount as me unless you have the same account size as me and you risk the same amount. But if you focus on percentages and not numbers, we can both make 10%, which is still 10% of our account. But depending on the amount you start off with, that 10%, if it was $10, would be $10. That 10%, if it was $10,000, would be $1,000. But at the end of the day, y'all still made and risked the same amount percentage wise. So you have to think percentages, not numbers, when it comes to trading and investing. This was one of the biggest things that changed the game for me, was when I stopped trying to make money on the front end and focus on making money on the back end. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people think if I put this lot size, I can make X amount of dollars. Now, yes, that might be true, but at the same time, if you put that lot size, you can also lose X amount of dollars. So what I want y'all to do is pause this video real quick and go to y'all's trade history. And I want y'all to look at y'all's wins and losses. If you see way more red than blue or green, that's an issue. But what I want you to really pay attention to and look at is your wins and versus your losses. If one win is getting canceled out by more than two losses, there's an issue. If you win 3 trades and 1 loss brings you back to break even, that's an issue. You need to be risking the same amount. When it comes to trading, it's all about consistency and discipline. You need to be trading the same times every day. You need to be looking at the same charts and pairs every day. You need to risk the same amount every day. You need to take the same amount of trades every day. The setup should be the same. And when you have consistency, or consistently doing the same things over and over again, then we go to review those trades. Then you can really narrow down what's right, what's wrong, what's working and what's not working, versus if you're just changing things every time you lose a trade or every day, there's no data to go off of to really see what your progress is and what really needs improving. Again, trading is simple, but in the beginning it can be complicated, but it becomes very simple. It just takes time. The thing that helped me was when I finally stopped putting this pressure on myself to try to hurry and make money the first week into learning how to trade. And I put all this time and effort into, instead of doing that, focusing on learning the craft and the charts. Once you just enjoy the process and stop trying to make money day one, you will see the success. It's just like a sport. If you're brand new to a sport, do you think you're going to be on the starting lineup? No. Why? Because you still have a lot to learn, right? It's the same thing with trading. Think of it like a car, getting your driver's license. Now, I know every country is different, right? But let's just think about in America. Before you can drive a car, you have to what? Learn the rules of the road and take the written test. You got to know who has the right of way here. You got to know what light means what sign means what side of the road you go, speed limits, all that good stuff. Once you learn the basics and then you take the written test and you show that you understand the basics of driving, then you go to the driver's test. But even when you go to the driver's test, do you just hop into the car and take off? No. They want to see first, do you know how to start the car? Do you know how to turn the headlights on? Do you know how to do the blinkers and the turn signals? Do you know how to reverse? Do you know how to parallel park? Do you know how to reverse park? Once you show that you understand the basics of how to control the machine, then they feel comfortable enough to get into the car with you in the passenger and then do the driver's test. Then you hit the road. You don't just say, hey, I want to learn how to drive, and then you go onto the highway day one. Because what would happen if you go into the highway day one? You're most likely going to get in an accident and crash. Best case scenario, right? It's the same thing with trading. If you're brand new to trading, you don't know the rules of the charts, the rules of the road. You also don't know how to operate the vehicle properly. You're going to crash. Accidents and mistakes are going to happen. But for some reason, when it comes to trading, we don't use that same mindset or logic. But I'm telling you, when you don't try to treat trading like it's something completely different, but you treat it like any other skill you're trying to learn, you will see the results, Sean, speaking from experience. So make sure to check out my playlist. I got a whole playlist called trade breakdowns, 90 plus videos of back-to-back different buy setups, different sell setups that not only me took, but the members and students took as well. Y'all saw how we've been doing this month. We've been going absolutely crazy. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal and free Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my Signal service and mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description, y'all. We've been going absolutely crazy. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. And also make sure to get your copy of the playbook, y'all. The link's going to be in the comments section. Also going to have the links to my other books because we have a bunch of books out right now. We got the price action technical analysis playbook. We got the trader's mindset, mastering psychology and risk management playbook, going over 11 year risk, mastering discipline, how to never blow an account again, learn how to trust yourself while staying cool, calm, and collected on the charts. Then we got the Web3, the future of the internet, crypto, and how to prepare, going over the introduction of Web3, the history of cryptocurrency, major companies investing in crypto and Web3, how to prepare for the Web3 revolution, and much, much more. And then we have this book as well for long-term investing and long-term investors, investing for beginners, planting seeds for a lifetime of wealth by your boy Playmaker Way. That's going to be linked in the comments, y'all. And we'll see y'all next time I post or next time I'm live. We out. Advanced Play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free Signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible setups going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this Signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now, I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now, all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now, I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the Advanced Play Signal Room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn, but then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long But you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are hour long, and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.